Welcome back to the Elle-Sera podcast, and today we are joined by one of my great friends and my hairdresser, Chris, back by popular demand. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm good. I mean, like 2 seconds ago, we were discussing blowing our nose breaks, weren't we? It's winter, it's here.
I know, as you can probably tell, any avid listener of the Elle-Sera podcast can say I'm a bit nasally today because I'm not feeling my best, but I'm here. I couldn't have missed this chat.
You look amazing though.
I might look great, trialled it on today, but I definitely don't sound or feel great, but
the hair's like epic today.
Well, you cut my hair last week and I was so happy with my new fringe. I love it. But it's greasy because it's a Monday and you're not open on a Monday, so I couldn't get a blow. So
well, I was open on a Monday, I wouldn't be here.
Exactly. So lots has happened since you were in last time.
A lot, yes.
I know. So we'll get a little life update. And then I also want to talk about some like hero products that you're loving hair-wise.
Okay.
Because there's so much shit on the market. And I wanted, like, obviously when coming into like peak season of like present buying season, I always think a real fail-safe stuff to get for any woman at Christmas is like hair products, really good hair products.
That's coming from you. Like,
well, I would like it, definitely.
You'd like it, yeah, but would you even actually wash and blow dry your own hair?
Well, no, but I'm not. I am the anomaly, so yes, I know that. Most people do their own hair.
Do they? Well, I wish they wouldn't.
I'm trying to be relatable here.
Same. Well, winter, yeah. So I think when it comes to products, you're right, there is a lot of absolute shite on the market. And I was victim of it for years. I would only like sell one brand in the salon, and then the markup on it's like 30%. And I was just like, I'm not making anything on this. Like, it's time to step out my comfort zone and use something different. So trial and error. Like, I've got curly hair. Curly hair is renowned for being one of the hardest hairs to style. Like, and I'll use a product and I'll love it, and then it'll build up, and then I'll hate it, and then I'll use a different shampoo. And it's just one of them. Like, I couldn't, in the salon now, I don't sell one brand at all. I refer everybody to like Amazon or I don't know, like different like independent wholesalers. We only use vegan products now as well, and a lot of companies are pushing the boundaries on that. So I mean, staple products, I would say.
Does shampoo really make a difference?
Oh my god, yeah.
Does it?
Well, if you go out and buy VO5, can I say that?
Yeah, come on, just say whatever you want. Yeah.
If you use something like VO5 or LV,
yeah,
like,
classic in my house.
If I use that on my hair, I couldn't get my hands through my hair at all. Like, and you'd notice the difference. Like, it'd feel gorgeous at the first time you use it, but then you'd notice your colour starts to fade rapidly because they are like paint stripper for your scalp, especially. They're like one of the worst ones is Head and Shoulders. Like Head and Shoulders.
Yeah.
When we were when I was training doing my colour degree, we had this glossed white piece of wood and we put different shampoos on it. And we went for lunch. We came back like an hour and a half later, and you wipe it and the shine is gone.
Right. Off
gloss. So can you imagine what that's doing to your hair and your skin and like your scalp? But one of the good things for, totally off on the subject a little bit, the selenium that is in Head and Shoulders is epic for, do you get those little bumps under your skin?
Yeah.
Like you wash your face in it for a week.
Really?
It's unbelievable because it kills fungus, and you can have like a fungus under your skin that you can't get rid of. You can't pick them. And if you ever see a girl and she's got foundation, or even a guy, and they've got like those little tiny bumps.
Yeah.
Epic. That is a life hack.
Okay, wash your face with Head and Shoulders. Fantastic.
Don't get it in your eyes.
Okay, so basically, I'm always a bit like, well, what does it matter? Because I'm just like washing it. And essentially, it's like a soap.
It is, but it's also not, because the whole idea of like my head goes crazy when people buy 2-in-1s.
Yeah.
Like, no. Just no. Like, so shampoo, like always, like your skin, double cleanse. First wash gets rid of the surface dirt. The second wash actually cleans the hair and your scalp. And then towel dry your hair and use a good conditioner or a mask. And then always use a leave-in. It does make a difference massively.
See, I never dry my hair in between the shampoo and the conditioner phase. I have like soaking wet hair, put conditioner on, and leave it there.
But can they take this mic off? Well, if you think about it, so whatever product you use, like if you're using a cheap one, then it's going to be full of silicones, and you can get away with that because in essence, it's like furniture polish. It's just going to make your hair shiny, but then it's going to coat your hair too and your scalp, which can damage the hair and damage the scalp. But if you like wring it out, you're not diluting the product you're putting on. So if you're going to go out and buy like a really expensive one, like I really want the new Blake Lively, Blake and Brown, I think it's called. Can't get it anywhere. Like Target in America, they've got it, but it's just ridiculous. I want to use it, see what it's like, because I really feel like it's going to be amazing. It does it makes a massive difference what you use, especially if it opens the cuticle properly, if it closes the cuticle properly, how it makes it feel. Does it build up? Does it not build up? And you are using chemicals that are going to be absorbed into the body too. So you don't want to be using it. That's nasty.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm thinking about skincare now, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, like I wouldn't use like a regular skincare on my face, like to cleanse. We had a lady on the podcast actually who was like saying that soap is like one step away from bleach in terms of pH. And I was like, hang on a minute. So I fact checked this when because Kelly did the podcast with it, and I was like, oh my God, she's absolutely right. So soap is up at a pH 12 and bleach is at a pH 13. And ever since that day, I went down this rabbit hole of skincare, cleansers, this, that, and the other. And I realized that Clinique, Simple, all those things, way too high on the pH scale. They were like a pH 10. And I was like, fuck, no wonder my face feels so dry and tight. So now I use CeraVe, which is bang on pH where it should be.
To be fair, I'm using that now as well because as I've turned 40, I'm starting to get problem skin. I've never had problem skin. Like it's greasy all the time, and like I have like dry patches, like especially on my body.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, age. But you're right, like the pH balance is literally a point or two away, depending on what you're using. Like I am a stickler for skincare. I've used the same one for years, and now it's just not working for me anymore. But I also find that like you've used this moisturizer for probably 7 years, if not longer. And the last couple of bottles, the last couple of jars that I've bought have been a completely different color. Now, I've even gone as far as to email the company and say, what's changed? Nothing's changed. The formula's still the same. And I'm like, yeah, but if the quantities on the formula, are they still the same? Because they can't be. Why is it a different color?
Yeah.
So I find that like it's just trial and error with skincare, and what's right for you might be right for me. But it definitely invest in really good shampoo and conditioner.
Okay, so give us some brands that I can go and invest in. In fact, Curtis in Your Hairdressers told me one I should buy, and it's only just arrived. Is it called Wella? Not Wella.
Wow.
No,
Shampoo and conditioner?
Wow. It wasn't wow. He was like, that is amazing. It's non-sulfate. Because I've just had a keratin, haven't I?
The one that we use in the salon now?
I think so.
IQ.
It could have been.
So yeah, Wella, no. So IQ is a brand that's vegan as well, and like the parabens, sulfates, like all of them are not in it. I use it the oh my God, Intense Moisture one at home. It is amazing. It cleanses the skin, it cleanses the hair properly, and it's like 40 quid for a litre bottle of shampoo and the conditioner off Amazon. Like, and I know it's good because I use it in my salon. That's the only shampoo and conditioner I'm using right now. But on top of that, I will like cocktail it with like some Wow products as well.
Yeah. Okay. So Wow, that's I've used a couple of them.
It's the one that annoying.
I love him, Chris Appleton.
No, like it just does me head in. He's like, no, no. But the products are amazing. The 1 minute transformation. If you've got like wavy, unruly hair, like there's loads of videos on the internet, like mine. If I get that, rub it on my hands, put it through my hair whilst it's dry, and then blast it, it just like it's a 1 minute transformation. Right. It is good. What else? Dream Cocktail, obsessed with that, and then Pop and Lock as well.
Okay.
Except don't drop the bottle because it's very fragile and shatters everywhere. 2 in the last week.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. So what about conditioner then?
Conditioner, again, IQ. I love that. Kerastars do some really nice ones too. But for me, like I wouldn't spend that sort of money. I'm a hairstylist as well. I like, obviously, I wouldn't spend that sort of money on a shampoo and conditioner.
I've got a Shiseido mask.
Yeah. Have you used it?
Yes. I can't actually read it because it's all in Japanese. So I just think I'm just putting it on, soaking wet hair and hoping for the best is what I'm doing.
But if you wrang your hair out, like do you even brush your hair in the shower when your conditioner's on? Like, what?
No. None of that. I'm in the bath and I've got 30 seconds in the bath.
So you're washing your hair in the bath?
Yeah.
You're just disgusting. That's like, not rinsing yourself off from the shower after you get out the bath.
No, it's not. Like, I get out of the bath. Yeah, I love the bath. And only
I love the bath, but I don't wash myself in a bath.
Oh yeah, I hate showers.
So you're sitting in water that your bum hole's in?
That's fine. I've got a great bum hole and it's usually clean. So, and so
usually, so's mine.
I don't want to know about your bum hole. You started this conversation off air talking about your bum hole this morning.
Did we? I don't know what we're talking about. So
okay, so all right, so we hair mask, and then what about afterwards? What about leave-in conditioners? What about serums? What about all this?
There's one called a Revlon one called All in One.
Yeah,
I think that's the name of it. Did you one in the white bottle and one in a red bottle? The white bottle smells like coconut. I've got no sense of smell, but I believe it's meant to be amazing. Like it is amazing on the hair, but it's meant to smell amazing too. And then what's the other leave-in one?
I've got the 10-in-1.
10-in-1 is amazing too. The L'Oreal one.
Yeah,
that was amazing too. The L'Oreal one's better because I think it's got a heat resistance. Like a heat protection.
It's just
in it as well.
good to detangle, and then I've got an amazing brush.
I've seen your brush. Did you bring the brush into the salon?
Yeah, like suspension brush. I love it.
I bought these ones off Temu, I think it was, or Shein, I don't know. I bought one for everybody in the salon, thinking it looked amazing because it was curved to the shape of the head after you brought yours in. It's like a garden rake. My clients keep going, is that a rake?
Oh, really?
It's so hard.
So this one I've got is really soft. The suspension on it is really good. I'll have to post a link to it because the other ones I've bought, which look like the same shape, the hard plastic, they're not giving you that bend on the when you're going over your hair, which is what you need.
There's one in Home and Bargain. I think it's bamboo. And you actually skittered it because it had colour on in the salon.
Yeah.
But like it's stained, and the £1.50, and they are the nicest brushes. It's curved to the shape of your head, and the bristles literally bend so like you're not ragging your hair.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need. Yeah. I've noticed a big difference with that actually.
Do you know what brushes I hate? And everyone goes mad for
Tangle tees.
How the fuck, pardon my French, how'd you hold them?
No, they are good. And they are. They're good. And they also come with a hand. You can get them with a handle now.
No, it like literally, like I haven't got the smallest hands in the world, but trying to hold it, I'm like, I feel like I've got something like wrong with me. And then you're brushing your hair, and then the next minute it flies off along the floor.
No, I thought they were good. I said it at the time in the den. I was like, no, they should have invested in that. On Dragon's Den. And then look at it now. It's like, I don't know, turnover of about 100 million or something.
I'd rather have me £1.50 from Home and Bargain.
No. Okay, so that's brush tech. Anything else? What's coming out on the market? So I keep seeing, Dyson Airwrap, absolutely hate it. I have it.
Did I not warn you?
Yeah, I didn't buy it.
So
it's one of those presents that Danny has not thought about and gone out and thought, shit, I need to get something for Alyssa's birthday.
No, I think you asked for it. We had this conversation.
I tried it and thought, God, that's no good.
It's already 500 quid.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Sell it.
Like, I swear, George, this is, if you've got a fringe or if you've got hair that is a pain, if you're just lazy, actually.
Yeah.
Fabulous big hair day brush. I've been selling them and recommending them for probably the last 12 years. The 40 quid on Amazon.
I've got that and I still can't do my hair with it.
Can I just say, she doesn't actually do her own hair. You are not relatable. You literally come into the salon like 7 o'clock in the morning, have a blow dry today. Like, you do not do your own hair.
I know, but when I have to do my own hair under pressure, and I would do my own hair if I could do it with all these tools that I've got.
But why have you got people like me that were called hairdressers?
I know, but you're an hour away now since I've moved. So it's all right, boy.
Well, that's a you problem, love.
I know. It used to be, I used to be in the salon like 3 times a week.
There's definitely a difference between like, when I get a client in the salon, especially if it's a new client, I feel like I give the best consultations ever. Like, you ask them about maintenance, you'd ask them about like the hair products they use, you'd ask them like how they style it. And I had a client the other day, and she was, I'd probably say like mid to late 40s. She was sitting there with a mouth wide open. Like, I was like, "Are you okay?" And she went, "I've been getting my hair cut for many, many years, and no one's ever sat there and told me how to blow dry my hair." I was like, but that's part of the consultation. There's no point in me cutting something that you can't do yourself. And then she was like, well, how am I going to get this look? So I said about the Fabulous big hair day, and she was like, oh, I've had one like that before. I couldn't use it. So I said, book another blow dry in, bring that with you. I said, I'll show you how to use it. And she was like I just given the keys to the kingdom. She couldn't believe it. But like, it's all about knowledge. And YouTube's great for that though. You can literally do anything on YouTube.
I can only curl my hair one way because I can't do it with the other hand.
Do you know why that is?
I have to do it both ways and then it looks stupid.
Do you know why that is? So if you're blow drying your hair like this, that side, if you can't try and do it there, you can see the way your hand moves angle. So you have to go above and do it out.
Yeah.
So it depends on which hand you're using. People always say the same thing to me. If they got a bob especially, my hair sits lovely this side, but doesn't sit lovely there. Like, because the angle to that one is facing down.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
And then you go
I'm
this side.
So jealous of women who can do it. All these YouTubers are doing their own hair. Because I look at some of these YouTubers who live in the Cotswolds and stuff, and I'm like, God, she's got amazing hair. She does her own hair. She does her own hair every day. And I'm like, God.
Come on. Like,
there's me.
Do we actually believe that?
No, she does. She does. She does it all the time. She lives in the middle of frigging nowhere.
Well, that's why.
I know.
She's got no choice. And especially if she's on, like, she's
you've got to do it every single day.
Influencer, whatever. Yeah, I mean, practice makes perfect as well.
God, I'm nearly 40 years old. I still can't get it right. Okay, cool. Okay, so tell us what you've been up to anyway. So the salon's going from strength to strength. If anyone hasn't been into Chris's salon, you should definitely get in there. It's called Menopause. It's in Liverpool City Centre.
It is indeed.
It's the hive of activity.
It is definitely a hive of activity. Do you know what? I feel like since I've turned 40, like at the beginning of the year, I obviously had a major op on my foot. So I was bed bound for a little bit. Well, it was me. And it gave me loads of time to reflect. Like, I couldn't do anything. I had no income, so I couldn't spend. And I don't know, I had loads of time to sit and think. And I feel like, I don't know, it turned my world upside down a little bit. But then it sort of made me prioritize things too, and what was important to me and what wasn't. So I feel like this year has been a massive year for self-discovery. And I realized how much I love my job and what I do. I've always enjoyed it, but when you miss something, it was like a piece of me was missing. I wasn't seeing anyone. I wasn't speaking to nobody. So yeah, I just feel like the year, it's September now. I can't believe how fast it's gone by. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I'm renewed in me skill set a little bit, because I feel like I want to learn more. I want to do more. So I'm trying to push the boundaries. We're changing the shop around, a little bit of dynamics in there to make the space better and bigger in a way, so we can have more people come in and do different things for us. I wish I had cloned myself, because then I'd probably be a millionaire.
Same. I wish I could clone me and I'd probably be a billionaire.
I believe that. I believe that.
I was talking to, we've got a social media manager now. I was talking to her the other day, and I was going through like just the last 5 business ideas that I've had. And she was like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. You need to do that. I was like, I know, but I need the time to run it. And then
it's impossible.
I know.
It's impossible. Like, so I used to have a real big problem with delegation. Like I need to do everything. I need to have my fingers in everything. I need to be able to do, and it's physically impossible. And my mind, as you know, like I've got ADHD, and it's like, it's really high function at times. I'm not medicated because I'm trying to deal with it myself. And like, I was speaking to the doctor the other day, and he was like, maybe you should like take the medication, because you'd sleep, and you know, you'd have like one thought. And I was like, I'd only have one thought instead of 10.
I
like,
know.
do you mean the voices that go? Like, but then would I lose my superpower?
Maybe. I mean, the thing is, if you're stimulated by something, you can hyper focus on something if you're interested in it. But if you're not, and you're maybe like a bit of a scatterbrain, Danny has definitely got ADHD, because he loses his phone, his keys and his wallet every single 5 minutes. But if he is like hyper focused on something, like he will give you fucking anxiety, because he's like a steam train with it. Like he can't do it fast enough. And this is what some of his like staff have said to him in work, like, we can't keep up with you, because once he's into something, he is absolutely like a bulldozer. It's hard.
I'm exactly the same. Like, if something's got me attention, it's got me attention. But then whilst that's got my attention, I will still, like, prime example, I'll start downstairs. Like this morning, I was in the kitchen and I was doing the dishes, and the next minute I was upstairs, and then I was thinking about brushing the back garden, and I was like, I've got to go and get ready for Alyssa. Like, it's just one of them. But then right now, the salon, like my skincare especially, my aesthetics, my hair, it's all got me attention, and I'm really, really enjoying it again, which is nice, because I'm 40 now, and I feel like I felt like I would have been bored by now. But yeah,
So you retrained in aesthetics, didn't you?
I retrained about 7 years ago. I started with laser therapies, which I absolutely adore, and then injectables. And I've been watching your podcasts actually about the injectors you've had on.
You really disagreed with what Dr. Jordan had to say on a few things, I believe.
In some things I agree with, but then I actually use and the whole saying about the CE marks on the lemon bottle. Yeah, it's not medical, so you haven't got to have a CE mark on it. But then it is a product I'd use. It's not so I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't say it's for massive weight loss, and it's more for fine tuning.
Okay, so if anybody doesn't know what lemon bottle is
a fat dissolver, but the main ingredient to it, which you said you couldn't find the ingredient list, but it's a pineapple extract. So
I know, but where are they getting this pineapple extract? Is it synthetic pineapple extract, or is it natural? I think there is a bit of. I've looked there myself, and I've had a quick look trying to find it, and I'm a bit like, who the fuck manufactures this? Where's it come from?
Well, see, I don't delve that far into things. I mean, I do in a way. I wouldn't use anything on my clients I haven't used on myself, and I done it on myself. That I've used about probably several different brands of fat dissolvers, and the pain, the swelling, the bruising,
like Aqualix.
Lipolax,
I've never used. I've never used any of these things because I personally don't think they work. I just think you just go to the gym, stop eating. But
it's not as easy as that though, because one of the amazing things with fat dissolvers is if you've got a stubborn area of fat that you physically can't get rid of,
it would go.
It just, if I explain to my clients, yeah, but you have to lose
a significant amount of weight,
which is bad, especially when you're over 40. Your skin is not the same. Your elasticity is not the same. So if you've got I don't know, asymmetry on the body, someone's hips bigger on one side, which if you look in the mirror, most people's is.
Yeah.
You use that just to carve it out a little bit. And I just think he's entitled to his opinion, as everybody is. But I use that product, and I, for one, think it works.
Yeah.
And my clients enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
I can always send you pictures to prove that.
I mean, I have a bit of asymmetry on my face. I'm bigger on one side than the other, but I think it's my jaw.
I think that is your master's. No,
yeah.
Because if I grabbed your face, you could probably, so that your master is that round. So see, I get excited about this part of it. So I'm a non-medic injector, but I watched loads and loads of videos of medical injectors, and I don't want to go on about this too much because I always get backlash for it. If I go on a rant, then I will go hell for leather on someone who's starts pulling apart non-medical injectors, because I personally feel like we're better than them.
Okay, so his argument is, if something goes wrong, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm trained to know exactly what to do, because if I didn't know how to react when something had gone wrong, then I shouldn't be doing my job.
Yeah, and then his also argument was, it's if there's another, let's say, I don't know, God knows, an example of like lips or something like that. If they started messing up and you needed to dissolve them quickly, or you needed to do something that was blocking a blood vessel, have you got the prescription to reverse it? Now, most non-medical injectors do not have that.
So we have someone who does our prescriptions for us, and if we ring her within an emergency, she comes out. But as a standard practice for us, we have what we need to treat somebody in the salon. And obviously, if it was really, really bad, then it'd be a case of we take them to a doctor, or we take them to A&E or whatever. But we can treat those sorts of problems in salon. But I can honestly say, hands in the air, we've never had any of that. I don't do lips and I don't do filler. But myself and the people who work in the salon are trained. And if they weren't trained and they couldn't answer these questions, or they couldn't treat something like that, then who the hell would qualify them? Who would give them a certificate? I get where he's coming from, because on my social media, there's a couple of injectors that I watch just to laugh at the videos, because I watch them doing things and it's like cookie cutter, the same markings on everyone's face. And it's not like that. I pride myself on my consultations and looking for where the face moves, not over promising and under delivering. It's all about the knowledge behind it. If you ask me questions, I should be able to answer them. And if you go anywhere and have injections done and you go with a list of questions, you wouldn't walk into I don't know, an operating theatre to have an operation and not have questions. Am I going to be able to walk after this? You shouldn't go anywhere and ask questions and they can't answer them. If that is the case, then run a mile. You should always be sent consultation forms and aftercare as well. And if you don't get them, run a mile. You should always ask what product's going in you. And if they can't tell you the product's going in, they're not going to show you, then run a mile. It's all about who's doing it and the education. I know doctors who inject and they're absolutely shit at it.
Well, to be fair, he said he looks at some work sometimes, you know, like by a beautician and stuff. He said, bloody hell, some of it is amazing, artistic, really good.
That's it, because I feel like
but his argument is, what are they going to do when it goes wrong? And it's about knowing the difference.
Well, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like, and I'm not slating him over that, because I think he's really good at what he does. I know he's really good at what he does, but then don't tar everybody with the same brush, because like I said, I'm a non-medical injector. I know that I'm good at what I do, because if I do something, I do it wholeheartedly and I make sure I know what I'm doing and I can answer questions and I'm there for the clients. Like, every single client that I inject gets my mobile number to go home with them. And I say, no matter what the question is, even if you think it's stupid as fuck, send me a WhatsApp, ring me. Like, if you're that worried, don't go Google and nothing. Because if you Google today, I've got a lump on my face, you've got a week to live on Google. So it's all about knowledge, and knowledge is power. And that's the way I pride myself. And that's why I'm successful in what I do, because I don't fuck around when it comes to shit like that.
So you don't do lips, and you don't do, what do you do?
So I do Botox injections, vitamin injections, IV drips, skin tightening, IPL, tattoo removal, microdermabrasion, non-medical peels.
Yeah.
A lot of things, but I've used filler in the past. I've got one of those higher pens.
Yeah.
And again, I've had loads of arguments online about them, because you see people buying them and they are from China, and you literally, like, you press the button, it's got no gauge on it, and you could shoot a hole in you. Like, they're really, really powerful, whereas the one that I've got has got a gauge on it, a depth gauge, and it's a certain kind of filler that goes in it. And that sort of technology is older than the needle. That's what people forget about. Like, it delivers product into the skin, but you've also got to make sure you're trained in that, because if you're not, then it can go into a blood vessel. And
so higher pen, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's like I've had it done actually. It pushes it through with air. Is that right? There's
pressure,
no needles,
not air.
Pressure, yeah.
Yeah, so
There's
pressure.
No needles.
There's no needles at all. It's a no needle filler, and I've used that, and it's good for volume. You're not going to get definition with it at all, because it creates volume. And then obviously, as we know, that like filler is hyaluronic acid pretty much, so it draws in water. It's good, but I think an injector gets a more like precise.
Yeah, it's more definition.
More
precise,
definition, and you can control more where it goes. I'd only ever use that if a client didn't really want to use it, have a needle, or they had phobias, or they had metal allergies. But like I said, filler isn't really something that I do. I concentrate mainly on using botulinum. Using that neurotoxins. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so how are you changing up the salon?
Oh my God. So like, when you go into a space and you spend so much time there, whether anyone's got like a salon or their own business, and you always see faults in everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was just looking at the space thinking, how can I make this better? And what is not, like, we've got a colour room in the back with a toilet in it, a washing machine, a dryer, and all the colour on the wall.
Yeah.
Now that room is big enough for me to rip all that out, take all that downstairs to a space that is not gonna waste money. That room is literally wasting money. So I'm building a little tiny corridor, and then that is going to be another room that I can rent out, or I can put like a sun shower or something in it. And I don't know, it's just monopolising on what I've already got.
Do you know what you should be putting in there? Red light therapy bed. Forget the sunbed. Everyone's away from that now.
No, are you joking?
No, maybe not in Liverpool, but I'm telling you now, you'll make more dough out of a red light therapy bed.
Have you ever owned a sunbed? Because I make good money on that.
I'll tell you right now. Do you know how much you can charge for a red light therapy bed?
Go on, tell me.
About 4 times as much as a sunbed. I'm telling you now, let's say a 15-minute burst on it, right?
I probably just sleep on it, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, if you're into skin, this is absolutely the best thing for skin.
I am into skin, but I'm also into what is actually
red light therapy. Red light therapy.
I'm getting a red light therapy bed, guys. You heard it here first.
Well, I can tell you right now. So when I was chatting to Phoebe in the office, and I was saying about my latest business idea, I said, I want to get a red light therapy bed. I'm going to get a little little like house put at the end of the garden to house it's like a sunbed, but it's red light therapy on both sides. And then I was thinking, well, I'm only going to ever use it for half an hour a day. And for all the rest of that time, it's non-revenue making. So why don't I just make like not a clinic, not a salon, but like a hub space, and it's got like red light therapy beds in, and maybe
Guys, Alyssa's buying me a red light therapy bed. So, she's pretty much just said it.
Okay, so then I went and got a supplier, priced them all up. What's the best one? What's the difference between this one that's like 10 grand and this? Oh, I've actually gone real far down the line with it.
I wouldn't think of anything else. Like, of course you did.
Absolutely.
So you're buying it then, and you rent the room off me.
Yeah, I could do, yeah.
There you go.
And I'll promote it. So then, and I could just come in and use it. That'd be great. And then, I was like,
key cut.
Okay, so then why don't I get everything that I want, which was like flotation tank, cryo chamber, all these things. And so then I started looking at commercial property to do this. This is how far I've gone with it, right?
Alyssa, when are you finding time?
Yeah. Then I thought, right, well, I need a team of people to run it. I need one person to run this. So then I've like actually started having an eye on that. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I can tell you right now.
So what you're saying is you're stealing my business?
No, I'm giving you a business right here.
I don't want any more business. I'm
literally telling you, do not put a sunbed in there. It's pointless. Sunbeds are over. Right, they were only fronts anyway to just launder cash through, especially in this city.
She's not talking about me.
So that's why there's so many in Liverpool. So yeah, red light therapy bed.
Red light therapy bed. Yeah, I get it.
Goes with your whole ethos about skin and health, and you're 40 now. You need it. Me too.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I do need it. My whole body's falling apart. Turn 40, and like my body went. Ha ha. Yeah. Here we go.
Exactly. Apologies for interrupting this podcast, but I need to ask a favour. If you're enjoying this podcast so far, then please hit that subscribe button right now. I'll be straight up and honest that I want to see this podcast grow and flourish into something that I'm really proud of. And the only way that I can do that is with your help. So if you've ever learned anything useful from these conversations, then please return the favour by liking, rating, subscribing, and maybe even sharing it with your friends. Thanks very much. Let's get back to the episode.
I'm allergic to everything now as well, totally off the subject. Like everything. Like I don't get it. Like I do get it. Like my body's failing me.
Oh, you're perimenopausal, a bit like me. I'm totally getting there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, your hormones start dropping when you get to our age.
Well, actually, do you know what? I had I was going to say STI test at it.
Testosterone test.
And the doctor was like, yours is through the roof.
Oh, really? Testosterone?
And I was like, really?
That's good.
As if you'd heard my voice. Like... Okay, I was shocked by that because I thought it was on the floor. But then I realised it was just, I don't know, like, and you can't even say it was diet. Do you know what? I was healthier. I felt like I was healthier when I used to drink and go out like 5 nights a week and like eat crap and eat meat. Now I eat so clean. It's unbelievable. I drink water. I really watch what I put in my body. And my body does not like me.
You still vegan?
I'm pescatarian.
Pescatarian,
but I don't eat any sort. Probably fish. I don't eat prawns, nothing anymore. Fish is probably the only thing that is an animal product which goes in my body.
Yeah.
And maybe the occasional bit of cheese, which I actually really regret doing, but I really love it.
I know. We had a guy who's fully ADHD, been diagnosed and everything. He came on and he absolutely, if you want to really help yourself, keto. He was like, absolutely, keto diet will revolutionise you.
Oh, no, see, keto, that's like where you just eat fats, isn't it?
So fats and animal products.
No, never eating animal products again. Like the thought now of me, oh God, the thought of meat like touching my mouth. Back to the bum hole. I just can't do it. As you know, like obviously we rescue like farmyard animals, and if anyone's got any unwanted pets, I'll just have them all. But I physically couldn't eat meat. Like I couldn't go back to that life.
No. I know what you mean. Once you start looking at the horrors of it, it's really bad, but it's like, what are you going to do?
It's because they've got personalities. Like
cows, really I especially feel bad for, honest to God, what they do to baby cows. So they take the calf straight off them. I can't imagine that. Like, let's say, especially when I became a mother, I was like, fucking hell.
But you know what? They take the calves, yeah. But you know, if it's a boy one, it gets killed straight away.
Yeah.
Like that
unless
is
it becomes
disgusting.
a bowl or it becomes veal or a hamburger. Do you know what I mean? It's just absolutely awful.
Yeah, but then you still eat meat, so you can't say that.
I remember I was vegan for about 2 years.
I bet you were absolutely knackered. Like I have never been so tired. Like I have to have vitamins now, like iron and
iron and B12.
Yeah. And then obviously with that, then you've got to take an antioxidant to make sure it absorbs into your body properly. It's horrible, but then I'm willing to be tired and have fatigue for all those.
I get all that,
animals.
but it's like, fucking hell, it's the alternatives weren't great. And I just think, I don't know what the answer is. We are definitely over farming. We are definitely like, it's way too much.
The quality of meat though that people are eating now isn't really great. Because I always remember one conversation me and you had many years ago, and I think it was like you and Danny were freshly together, and you were talking about like some sort of salad, and he said to you, "That's not really salad because it was grown under a UV light." Do you remember that conversation?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? You're actually right, because who goes shopping now and buys like a tomato and it doesn't taste like a tomato? Like nothing tastes the same anymore.
No.
Like, everything tastes diluted or like nothing.
Well, the soils are so depleted. Again, my manifesto, I think I've done it 3 times now on this podcast, but I really, really, truly believe that the British government need to regenerate farming. That is literally where we need to start as a country. How to get the NHS to be better? How do you stop breaking it? Well, let's get the country better. Let's get the country healthier. How do you do that? You need to regenerate farming.
You're preaching to the choir, but
I know.
But the thing is that like all those things, doing that doesn't really create revenue, does it? It costs money.
Well, I think the thing is hydroponic farms. So if you go to, you'll find this dead interesting. And I would love to go back actually. So there's a place in Liverpool in the Baltic called Urban Farm or something like that. They have built this farm in a warehouse. How did they do that? Right? It's a circular farm, right? So they have fish living in the water that poo in the water that fertilizes everything above it, and it's grown with hydroponics.
Stop right now, because this is music to my ears.
Yeah.
So all the plants in my house, literally, like I used to give them tap water. Oh my god, this is all just going to sink into what I was actually wanting to talk about. Okay, ADHD is kicking in. So like all the plants in the house, I was just feeding them like tap water. And then I realized like the plants aren't growing. Even the ones in the garden, nothing was growing. And I was like, why not though? And then I realized the amount of minerals and bad things like chlorine and fluoride that's in tap water, I don't stick it in my body. So why would I feed it to the plants I'm about to eat? So I've got tropical fish tanks in the house, 6 of them. So when I do the water change, I keep some of that water behind and I feed it. And you should see the difference in like, because obviously it's fertilizer really, but it's the most organic form. So you can definitely see a difference. Like if you've got plants at home, then pond water, and then or use water softeners and stuff. And then it's more of a purified water that you're given to your plants. But we're ingesting all that. The body's 80% water. So if you're drinking crap water, like your body is toxifying itself as well as the crappy food you're sticking in. Like I grow my own veg. I mean, I sound like a hippie now, which I wish I was. But we had a crap harvest this year, guys. The wood pigeons and caterpillars got off most of everything. But like I made carrot cake the other day, and like the carrots, there's no fertilizer on them. We use the horse's poo to fertilize. Best carrots you've ever tried. Like they were orange, they were all over the place, different shapes, sizes, and they were unbelievable. Like I made a carrot cake and it was sick. I hate carrot cake, but I made it for my dad and it was so good. And then you get that and then you put them like on the side. I have like a big massive like tray on the side with like all my veg, and like depends on where it is, where it gets stored. Them next to like carrots that I buy for the horses from like Aldi or something, they go black first because there's nothing on them. Yeah. It's mad. Like,
oh, I know, organic food goes off so quick. That's why you literally need to go to a shop once, like every 2 days and buy everything. And that's great when the woman was in the home, probably where she should be, because what's happened since she came out of the home, became a career girl, the world got fatter.
Are we talking about you?
Well, no, I'm in my traditional wife era. I really want to be, but obviously I can't be.
She says sitting there with feather sleeves on.
I know.
Do the dishes and that, did
These
you?
are black. These aren't real ostriches.
I hope not. That's the thing though. Like it definitely makes a difference because
you need the time to do that.
Having the time, like time is the most, I don't know, wanted, sought after commodity. It's limited though. You only get so many hours in a day.
I know, and this is the thing. Slow living should be a thing again. Like I always say to my dad, like with the greatest of respect, when we were growing up, Dad, you didn't have a mobile phone. You literally finish work on Friday at 5 o'clock. You wouldn't pick up work again till like Monday morning or whatever. And our generation, we're never off our phones. Everything's buzzy. Like I use every single bit of my time to do two things at once. So if I'm having my hair done, I'm replying to emails.
Yeah.
If I'm in bed, having my nails done. If I'm having my nails done, I listen to this podcast, right? So before it's gone out and launched, just to see if everything's right or we need to take anything out. So that's what I do when I'm having my nails. There is never a time where I'm not doing two things in conjunction with each other.
It's so bad for us though. Like even when I go to, I don't sleep very well, because my energy is always up and through the roof, especially if I get like a conscious thought, then I'm just like, then the next minute I'm thinking like, when's a nuclear war coming? Where am I going to store me water? Have I got a lead tank anywhere? Like, it's just it. But that's how we live now. We live literally doing 1,000 things at once, and it's exhausting. But it is the life that we've built for ourselves. Like, what are we supposed to do?
I know, but the thing is, what if I don't do that? My competition is just going to get better and quicker. So I'm sat in the bath last night and I'm reading a book which is to help me and give me a bit more like meat for our new social media content. So and the other thing is, it's like, yeah, I have to sit there and like read clinical studies. I have to read books. We're launching a magnesium product. So I've got 3 books on magnesium. So I was going to get up to speed. Which
and you've also got a child under the age of 2.
Exactly. So I'm like, there isn't a time when people are like, I sometimes I've got to go and read for a couple of hours. It's like I'm sagging off. I'm like, are you fucking for real?
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's just
relentless. It's relentless.
And these aren't bits of fiction that are easy to get into your head. These are like, right, I need to read that page again because I've not fully understood it. You know what I mean?
I read a book. If I'm going to read one, or if I'm going to, like this morning, I was sitting there doing some notes about what I wanted to discuss today. And I'm not really a note person, but I thought, you know what, right, I'm going to do it because I really want to talk about like specific things. We've gone off on a tangent, as we always do. I did that one. But it is one of those, like, what are we supposed to do? Like, we moan about not having any time, but then our competitors are snapping at our heels. These young whippersnappers who have they've got, I honestly have a group of like 5-6 lads, and I was like, dealing with them for a while. They all ran agencies, and I call them the ecom bros. And they all run businesses, turn over multiple millions with really shit products, and all they know how to do is do great marketing. Well, it's not even great marketing. It's not great marketing. It's like they're just playing the numbers game, and they're making a fuck ton of money. I mean, 3 million a month. 3 million a month, right, off the shittest products you've ever seen. But is that going to be short-lived?
Probably. But the thing is, I'm like, you've got no kids, no partner, no house to look after. You are just in London. All you have to look at is fucking metadata all day and sell your shite to everybody. That's it.
I mean, how do you really feel?
I'm slogging my tits out here trying to build community, get back to people, be personable.
But the difference is
do in-person events, really look after our customer, take care. I'm like, going.
But it shows. Like, how much I promote your brands in the salon, because I have loads of women that need your product and have your product and use your product, and that's why people are always starstruck when you come in. You do it with a heart, though. I would rather have that and not the millions in the bank, because I think it's still beautiful that you actually still speak to your clients and your customers, because that's unheard of. Like, those guys wouldn't know Sandra down the road.
But they don't touch products. They said to me, they were like, "What, you fulfill it yourself?" I was like, "Yeah, we fulfill it in the office." They're like, "No, I don't touch product." And I was like, "Oh, right, great." And I'm like, okay, do you? And I'm thinking, yeah, well, Sandra's not getting hold of you at 9 o'clock at night telling you about how her husband's about to leave her and blah, blah, blah. But that's what we get.
Yeah.
And what's the right way? Maybe if I was a bit more like that and a bit less like that, I don't know. Maybe what's the ultimate balance?
But that's your superpower, though.
I only know what we know, and I know what I think feels good.
It's right.
Yeah,
it's not what feels good.
Exactly.
It's morally, it's right. And like, as I get longer in the tooth and older in the tooth, whatever the saying is, like, that means something to me. Like, I've turned 40 and I'm Mr. Nice Guy. Like, I always try and be as nice as possible. I don't give a shit era. Like, I say what's on my mind and how it wants to be said. And if it doesn't come across right, then fine. That's how it's in my mind. That's how I want to do it. But one thing that never wavers, I've got good morals. Like, I really, really think that what you do and how you do things it's right. Even if you don't make any money, which you'd always make money because that's you. But it's right and it's morally right, which is it's your brand, it's your ethos. Like,
well, this is the thing. People can like get hold of me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm standing in front of it, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
and your word is what you
exactly,
true to your word.
Exactly. I'm not some like faceless person who's just like, yeah. And that's important to me. But yeah, so I totally get it. The econ bros, I've stepped away from these people now.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I was like, no, I'm in this world. I do not want to be. I don't agree with your ethos, and I am away from them.
Powerful women, like homage to them. Like, you're one of them now. Like,
I don't think I'm there yet. Although I'll tell you what's mad, right? So, you know, like, I get invited to speak at like events and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't hate LinkedIn more. Like, I just think people who update the LinkedIn page.
I use that to stalk people.
Day in, day out. I'm like, you're obviously not busy because like I can't even like breathe. You know what I mean?
It's even doing social media. I post once in a blue moon.
You can't be that. If you're posting every day on LinkedIn, you can't be that successful. That's all I think. Or you've got somebody else who's running it for you. But anyway, so I say this all the time about LinkedIn. Plus, it's the cringiest platform I've ever been on in my entire life. It's like so embarrassing.
I know, like the pictures like this.
I screenshot some people's statuses and send them round to my mates. I'm like, I can't believe they just said them. But anyway, that's by the by. So the fact that like I got invited to go to LinkedIn headquarters to give a talk to their staff, I was like, oh my God.
What are you going to say?
I've done it. I went down in the summer.
And now you're slacking them off.
No, I'm not slacking them off. Listen, LinkedIn's definitely got a place for a B2B.
You'll be going back next year.
No, for a B2B business, I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm not a B2B business, so I don't focus on it. And personally, I don't celebrate my wins over on there either. I could do, but I'm like, who the fuck am I trying to impress anyway? I don't actually give a shit. Put your head down and work a bit harder, will you? So
again,
anyway,
say it how you mean.
Yeah. So I went to LinkedIn headquarters and I was like, everyone, all the staff are there. I'm talking. So they've got my LinkedIn up as I'm talking. And they're like, you don't update LinkedIn? I was like, yeah, I don't really like it. But I was like, wow, how mad is it that I've been invited here? So
I mean, you've got a cheek going. Why did you even go?
It was about angel investing, which is actually something that I do. So, and I wanted to give them the benefit of my knowledge. So it wasn't actually about being on LinkedIn because I said, fucking hell.
Clearly not.
Clearly, I'm not in any mood to talk about that. So then, on Wednesday, it's Monday today, so on Wednesday, I'm going to a hotel in Manchester to be on a panel with a professor who's like the leading expert in breast cancer. Wow. Another lady who's a menopause coach, and me. And I thought, are you being serious? Like, do you want me to go? And they were like, yeah, we'd love you on the panel. I was like, no, seriously, I don't think I should be on that panel. They were like, no, we really want you. And I was like,
well, you know you shit though. No. Oh, that's so you're saying you're not qualified. It's the same as me saying non-medical to medical injector. Well, that means nothing. It's about knowledge. I
said what I'm really passionate about is middle-aged women, how they're marketed to, and how they are completely underrepresented and stuff. I said, if you want me to go down that route, I said, I can really do it wholeheartedly. Yeah. And they said, yeah, we want that. So
do they know what they've let themselves in for?
No, I'm just going to highlight a few things to them that I don't think they like. You know, this like whole Karen. Yeah.
I mean, of course, everyone knows a Karen. Okay,
so there you go. And that's just because, so I'm reading an essay about this whole Karen stereotype and how unfair it is, because when a woman reaches middle age, menopausal age, she's now not fertile anymore. And it's like men don't find her attractive anymore, right? So what purpose has she got in society? So then it's like she becomes irritating to everybody around her because she's not desired by men, so men just ignore her. And it's not that they are invisible, they are being willfully ignored. And this is why everybody, she might have a really valid point, but because she's dared to be middle-aged and complaining about something, she's now like this fucking Karen, when actually she's probably not. She's probably got valid points.
Karen's in a no fuck era too. Like she's like, okay, so I'm being willfully ignored. So it doesn't mean she's right, but she's obviously just standing her ground. Like I know loads of Karens with the actual name Karen as well. And I know some like proper Karens. Like I will listen to people, but then it's just, I'm not a woman.
It is difficult.
It is difficult, but there's a fine line like between it all. Like the whole Karen thing, I just think of the haircut, to be honest. Like the Karen haircut more than the actual person itself, themselves.
And you know what? It was like, okay, so I watched Tangled the other day with Grace, and I'm watching And the whole, if you've never seen Tangled, it's like basically,
of course I've seen Tangled.
The story of Rapunzel, okay.
Yeah.
And I've started identifying with the evil stepmom, these characters.
I see that.
Because you start getting to certain it. Well, this is the thing. So middle-aged women, evil stepmom, wicked witch, right? Hag. That's how they're represented in society. So this...
I mean, she does try and kill her and she locks her in the tower.
Well, she tries. No, she wants to stay young. That's the whole point of it. And I'm like, I fucking get where you're coming from, love.
I mean, to be fair, like...
You know, what's the Snow White? I'm now identifying with the evil stepmom.
But she just poisoned her stepdaughter. I mean,
because
like...
what? Because she's looking in the mirror, she's feeling ugly and ignored by society. And now you're threatened by beauty and young.
Okay, I'm a villain too,
I get it. Well, exactly. Yeah. We've come of age now.
Because
this is the point.
The peer pressure from society as well. Like, to always look good. And so, like, even coming here, like, I got up early and, like, I washed myself and shaved my arms. You can't even see my arms. I ironed leather pants. Ever tried doing that before? Impossible. Like, doing the it's about pressure. Like, when on my days off, I'm probably at my happiest because I don't feel like I've got to like make an effort, but I'm doing this effort. They say dress for power, don't they? Power dress, whatever. It's true, but then also you do for other people too.
Well, I know, but I think you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you're somebody who takes pride in your appearance and you have a bit of work done, then it's like, oh, how sad are you? You're a bit vain. No, this is what people think. And then if you don't, you dare to get old gracefully or naturally, like people are like, ugh, look at her wrinkles. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, see, I appreciate, like, whenever they do injections, I appreciate movement in the face. The face look like theirs. But you know, the other week, right, I got sent a message request on Instagram, and it was someone who actually took time out of their day to go ham on me. Like, and I mean, it was a really, really horrible message.
Was this someone you knew?
No,
just a random?
No, just a random guy. It was a gay guy as well. And what he said to me, right, actually made me sit and think for days, thinking, oh my God, is that what people think of me? It was that bad. And you know what? It was just probably just one of those days where I just felt a little bit low. Why does someone feel the need to do that to a complete stranger?
You'd never say it in real life.
No, because do you know what I'd do? I'd probably scratch his eyes out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking. It was that bad. And I just thought, why would someone feel the need to do that? And do you know what? It's society. People are good. Some people are bad, but then don't. Well, I mean, as you can tell, I'm still angry about it now. I've gone through the 7 stages of grief or whatever it is. Now, if I see him, I'd probably just run him over.
Yeah. I tell you who I was shocked at his appearance last night, and then he broke down and stuff about it, and I felt really sad for him because he'd been horrendously trolled. Do you remember Bobby Norris from Only Way is Essex? And then obviously I've not seen him for years, like, you know, and he was on SAS last night and he looked so different. And then he was like he looked so different. I don't know what he's had done, like loads of filler or something.
Do you know what? It's like I did see some, like, on, I think it was Instagram or something, and he was saying it's not filler. I've just gained weight, and like obviously he's using, I don't know whether because he's going to the gym, he's using maybe like a steroid or something, and that, because that changes the structure of your face.
Yeah, it does
as well. So he said it's not filler, and I'll believe that.
Yeah.
But as we got older, our faces changed. Like, and I think personally now he looks better now.
Yeah.
Than he did do. And people are always going to troll people.
He was very slim before. He's always been like a real sweetheart. He was never an arsehole on the show. But they were giving him.
He needs to be in it. I don't give a fuck either. Like, yeah. Like, I think he looks better now.
Hopefully SAS will really change. Like, he'll realise what he's made of, and that actually externally he doesn't need to do all these things to himself.
Well, I couldn't think of anything worse than doing that, to be honest, because like...
John Barrowman, he was like 32 minutes and he went, nah, I'm done, BW, there you go. And I thought, yeah, you just picked up a massive paycheck there. You don't give
Okay, then, so maybe I'll get out the car for that. But I mean, knowing me though, like exactly like you, if I got put in that in the environment, like remember that boot camp we did?
Yeah.
Do you remember that, the army one?
I was great on it.
We were all great on it, but then when I come back, I had no toenails and I pushed myself, like the ice bath and all that. Like, I've never seen a penis disappear so fast. Like that ice water. It was actually painful.
That was so funny. I didn't cheat or anything. I only lost like 2 pounds.
No, I lost a toenail. Lots of them.
But
no
even
weight.
the PTs were like, you've done so well. Like, I stuck to it totally. But I didn't really have much to lose. But obviously in my head, I felt like fat as fuck.
No,
because it always doesn't matter how skinny I get, I always think I'm fat.
That's just our brains. It's not our bodies. Yeah. Like, I fluctuate terrible.
And now with Ozempic, I think this is a skinny era back or what?
No, God, no.
Do you not think so?
No, because
I mean, it's hard to get rail thin without something like that, unless you're on cocaine.
I don't even think that's good anymore. To be honest, I think I've always been drawn to more voluptuous body shapes, men or women. Like, I couldn't think of anything worse than shagging an ironing board or like a bag of pebbles. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's rude, wasn't it? Sorry, I was just thinking that. But
bag of what? Pebbles?
Bag of pebbles. Like, I mean, like, imagine banging yourself against like a hard surface. Like,
I know. Danny always liked to me when I first met him. I'd just come back from China. I'd just done the island. I'd been to China. My body had gone so thin on the island. And then whoa, watch you bounce back plus interest.
Yeah.
I was the fattest I'd ever been in a long time. I was probably about 3 stone heavier than I am now. And he loved me at that. But I had this complex in my head and I was like, no way. Like, I was so unhappy.
We call it big girl syndrome. Like, I get big girl syndrome because like my body will fluctuate from like a 30 waist to like a 33, like to a 34. But it all depends on what clothes I'm wearing too and how I feel inside. It's just, again, it's peer pressure sometimes. Like, you see things on social media and I honestly just wish I had just give it all up, like all social media and stuff. But obviously, run a business, it's advertisements.
I know.
So you've got to keep your toe in it.
Yeah.
But it's also looking at other people. I don't look at anybody else who's got to want their body because I'm over that now. I'm over it. Like, this is my skin, and unfortunately or fortunately, I'm stuck in it. So I either like it or don't. But I've got to accept if I don't like it, I don't like it, and then just deal with that.
Yeah. I'm glad
double-edged sword.
I'm glad you said that because tomorrow on the podcast, I've got Claire Hobson, who's a good friend of both of ours.
Oh, and, Claire, the most beautiful girl ever.
Yeah, who will absolutely not accept.
No, she won't. But to be fair, she had like lipedema, didn't she? Like, if you see the picture of Claire, what she used to look like and the Claire she looks like now, like, we're always telling her off. But like, this is a girl that I did do a plastic surgery trip to Poland with, and we were both like lying in beds next to each other, like all taped up with drains and going, you okay? You okay? But she's a gorgeous girl. She's got a heart of gold, and sometimes she just gives in to her little demons, doesn't she? And just doesn't feel like she's
I would
pretty.
say to her, I think the next, I said, forget going to the surgeons. I think I want you to go down to a children's ward and go and have a look at those kids and what they're dealing with. And you will realise that whatever you're stressing over today, this like piece of 1-inch skin that you think is sagging, go and see something like that they're really dealing with down there.
I mean, it's what's that saying, first world probs.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's got the demons, but it just depends on what you let those demons do and how far they'll push you. But there's always someone worse off than you. And
exactly.
I always say, like, God doesn't give me anything that I can't handle, but just sometimes I'm just like, come on, just take these wrinkles away, God.
I think we've just got to embrace them.
I've got to now. Like,
we've got to. I think we can. Yeah, there's a bit. You can obviously live a good life, and you can live a clean life, and you can not like, you know, you can wear sunscreen and do all the right things because obviously beauty still is currency. We live in that world. But
do you know what? You used to love Golden Girls, didn't you?
Yeah.
So have you seen the clip of Golden Girls that's circulating now, and they're sitting around the cake, and he goes, do you know what, Blanche? I'm going to eat this chocolate cake because I'm worrying about my weight. And it really resonated with me. And I was just like, they're talking about this cake, like being skinny and like denying themselves things that they want, and they could die tomorrow. It's so true. Like, don't deny yourself something because you don't know what tomorrow brings. Like, true,
I would never deny myself anything. I had a tiny piece of chocolate cake yesterday, but the point is, don't go too far.
That's it. It's moderation.
Absolutely fine.
Moderation.
For people who eat an entire Colin the Caterpillar like day in, day out because you might die tomorrow. Well, I'll tell you what, you want to ramp up that way you're going to die very quickly. Eat Colin the Caterpillar
you
every day.
You haven't got to eat the big cake anymore because now Marks and Spencer's, you get 5 little ones in a tray. Eat them instead.
I know.
They're delicious.
Right, we've come to the end of our Chewing the Fat podcast where me and Chris just chat shit for an hour.
Well, I honestly didn't even know what we've talked about, to be honest. Like, I know that my bumhole got mentioned at some point.
Maybe we should do a late night pod with alcohol one night.
Don't we said this last time?
The midnight pod. Well, last time it's the only time I've ever had alcohol on the pod.
Oh my God, yeah. Special occasion. I'm game for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, oh my God, do you know what we should really do?
We should get Claire here as well.
Hot wing challenge. Have you seen that?
No.
Never?
No. Hot wheel challenge.
Hot wing challenge.
Oh, right, where one's like ridiculously hot.
No, there's like 10 or 12 of them.
Right.
Again, we're chatting shit. Thank you guys and welcome to my channel. That's
Yeah, so I've got Claire on tomorrow and I want to talk about the dating landscape. I don't know if she's told you the tampon story, but if she hasn't, I want to get her to talk about that tomorrow.
Is it like...
But maybe that's for the midnight pod.
I mean, the mind's got a reel. She's getting a phone call as soon as you finished here.
Yeah, it's so funny, but yeah. So, because she's like obviously back out there on the internet dates, going out on dating apps. And so she should be because she's fabulous. But then I have also said to her, just don't. Just like the what did they say? There's plenty of fish in the sea. No. Well, I just want to know what the dating landscape is like now for a woman in her 40s. Who's out there? Who you got on dates with? What are they like? What are they up to? What are they saying?
But a man of that age, if he was single too, then like, is the kids involved? Is there no kids? Why has he not had kids? Like, there's so many factors to count in. Best get yourself a dog. Yeah. Get yourself a dog, a cat, maybe a couple of cats. Or like me, a couple of dogs, horses, pigs, whatever. You're happier. Animals, like you know where you are with them. Partners, you fucking don't.
Well, we're going to hear all about Claire's dating disasters tomorrow. So that should be exciting. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in, Chris.
Thank you. And we got through without blowing our nose.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to go blow my nose right now.
Same.
Lovely
Thank you guys.
to see you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.